what people notice about you first is not something that you learn, and it's not something that you can imitate for long. But people notice it almost immediately. You see, before you speak, before you even introduce yourself, before you make any effort to be perceived in a certain way, something about your presence has already been registered in another person. Research in social psychology suggests that impressions are formed within milliseconds, and often before a single word is ever spoken. What people respond to is not only what they see, but what they sense. So, for the next few minutes, I'd like you to allow your body and mind to settle in to a quieter, more composed state, where nothing is rushed, nothing is forced, and nothing needs to be proven. Now I'd like you to notice what happens as your shoulders start to soften, as your breath slows, and as your posture lengthens slightly. Already something within you is shifting. Now we're going to begin our physical reset, which is also a pattern interruption. So I'd like you to let your shoulders drop gently, not collapsed, just released. Lengthen through the spine as though the crown of your head is slightly lifted. Now I'd like you to fully relax the jaw and soften the muscles around the eyes to allow the tongue to rest naturally, and notice how the body holds patterns. Slight tension in the face, a subtle lean forward, an almost imperceptible urgency in movement. These are not random. They are learned responses, often shaped by environments where attention, approval, or safety felt uncertain. And as you soften these now, you are not just adjusting your posture, you are interrupting an old pattern. There is something in life called social perception, which means what people notice about you. People may not be able to explain what feels different about you, but they notice your stillness first, then your pace, then the absence of urgency in your movements. There is no rush in how you turn your head, no sharpness in your reactions, and no need at all to feel silence. Studies in neuroscience show that the brain continuously scans for subtle cues of tension or ease in others, often below conscious awareness. And because of that, your presence begins to feel grounded, stable, certain. And this is what calm authority looks like from the outside. Now we're going to regulate your nervous system. So I'd like you to inhale slowly through the nose for 3, 2, 1. and hold at the top, and exhale even more slowly for 3, 2, 1. And one more time, inhale for 3, 2, 1, and hold at the top. And exhale even more slowly for 3, 2, 1. Now, let each breath settle deeper into the body. Composure is not personality. It is regulation, practiced until it becomes familiar. When the nervous system is activated, energy reaches outward, always seeking, adjusting, and anticipating. But when it is calm, energy settles inward, contained, steady, and self-sufficient. Nothing new is being added here. Only unnecessary tension is being released. Now we're going to discuss the esoteric layer of this meditation and see your presence as a field. And that is because beyond posture and movement, there is something more subtle at play. And that is because your presence extends slightly beyond your physical form, and a quiet field is shaped by your internal state. So, when the body is tense, that field feels scattered, inconsistent, and difficult to settle around. But when your breath slows, your attention softens, and your energy is no longer reaching outward, that field becomes coherent, and that coherence is felt, not analyzed and not explained, but recognized. And this is why stillness feels so powerful. It is not empty. It is ordered, contained, and self-assured. Now I'd like you to imagine yourself in a quiet, refined space where soft, natural light moves across the room and the air feels still and unhurried. Everything around you is intentional, not excessive. And you move through this space slowly and comfortably, as though you belong here, because you do. Your posture remains relaxed yet elevated, and your gestures are minimal but precise. Nothing about you is rushed, and nothing about you is trying. And because of that, everything feels composed. Now I'd like you to imagine being around others, and notice how your gaze settles, steady, calm, and observant. You do not scan for approval, and you do not rush to speak. You allow space, and because you allow space, others become more aware of you. Your voice is measured, your tone even, and your energy consistent. Calmness is often interpreted as confidence, not because it is performed, but because it signals that nothing is being chased. Now I'd like you to bring your awareness inward again As much of identity as repetition, not conscious effort, but patterns reinforced over time in posture, in your expression, your tone, and your expectations. So, your body begins to settle into this state more often as it becomes familiar, and what feels familiar begins to feel like you. You no longer are trying to appear composed. You begin to experience yourself as composed. Now, after me, we're going to speak slowly and with space some affirmations of quiet authority, either internally or out loud. My presence is calm and self-assured. I move through life without urgency. People feel my composure before I speak. I am grounded, steady, and composed. I do not chase attention, I allow it. My energy is quiet, but unmistakable. I am comfortable with stillness and with silence. My worth is stable and intrinsic. I carry myself with ease and certainty. I embody quiet luxury. Now, before we end this meditation, I would just like to say, the more you get used to repeating these affirmations, the more that most people will never consciously understand what feels different about you. They will simply experience it in your pace, your stillness, and your presence. Nothing about this is forced, and that is exactly why it is noticed. So, carry this with you into your posture, your voice, and your daily interactions. You are not trying to be seen, and that is what makes you unforgettable. Thank you so much for joining me again today on my channel Encantos Lunares. If you like this meditation, be sure to comment. We love reading those. Like, and please subscribe to join the community. We will be doing more meditations and more affirmations and confidence building sessions. So we look forward to seeing you soon. Until next time.